Hey everyone, it's Rania Phillips. Happy Sunday. It's March. It's the beginning of, or we ended daylight saving, so we have more daylight now. Isn't that exciting? I know we're all kind of tired from losing an hour of sleep, but it's so worth it. So, hope you're having a lovely Sunday. Today we're trying something new. I'm going to do a 6-product face, and one product I'm using in 2 different places. Well, actually, there's a couple products I'm using in more than one spot. So let's see how it goes. Let's experiment, and you let me know what you think, okay? So anyway, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, please drop them in the comments. And here we go. This does not include tools or priming or finishing spray for my 6 products. First of all, we're going to be using mascara, and you know, I always say sit on your mascara. Warm it up, okay? So I'm warming it up, and I'm going to use my primer. The importance of primer is to minimize pores, give your skin some of that vitamin C that it really needs. It also helps your makeup adhere better. But it really makes a difference with foundation. There was a picture I showed in my private group, I think, or on my business page, one of those, with an orange. And I put foundation on the orange, and one picture's with primer and one picture's without primer, and you can really see the difference. It's quite phenomenal. Hi, thanks for jumping on. Say hi when you jump on. All right, so we did our primer, and I am just gonna do This is something just for me. You don't need to do this. I have extra oily eyelids, so I do this. Okay, so that's just a little extra shadow insurance for me, but most of you can get away just with using the concealer, and I will be doing that. So I like to powder over that. So we will be using pressed powder as one of our 6 products. Okay. And one of our 6 products is going to be an eyeshadow called Taupe for the Best. All right, so let's get out our favorite brow tamer tool, dual-ended awesomeness. Guys, I need a haircut. Never mind what's going on here. It's straight, it's curly, it's long, it's short, I don't know. All right, so I have 4 of these. This is a quad. This is what a quad would look like if you wanted 4 different eyeshadows. I have 4 of the same color. This is Taupe for the Best because I use this all the time. I use it for contouring, eyebrows, eyeshadow, eyeliner. So let's tame up these brows a little bit. I always tell you how important it is to define your brows. All right, especially your people with really, really light brows. You want a little definition. It helps somebody when they're looking at you. And remember, most people look at you from like an arm's length distance, okay? So you don't have to get everything perfect. But it helps somebody when they look at you find your eyes right away. People will search their eyes, and they're not aware of this, but they'll be automatically searching for your eyes when you talk to someone. It's just nature. And having defined eyebrows will get their eyes focused where they're supposed to be, and that way they're hearing what you're saying faster. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Hey Heidi, how are you? Hey Sherry, hey Genesis, thanks for jumping on everybody. Hope you're having a lovely Sunday afternoon. This is a 6-product face, not including tools or primer and finishing spray. So this is eyeshadow number 40, Taupe for the Best. And we're going to use this for a couple different things. So let's define those brows. And remember, the brows, they will never be the same, you guys. They're not twins, they're sisters. Sometimes they're even distant cousins. Okay, so that was one product. Product number 2, we're going to use concealer, okay? This works best warmed up. I like to put my finger right in it. And I like to use, the ring finger is the most gentlest, lightest tap finger, especially around the eyes. Use your ring fingers. So I barely put any on, and I am just lightening up my lids, getting rid of that redness, that veiny kind of look as we get older. We're not so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, unfortunately. Can you see the difference there? So you can go just that way and put a little mascara, little foundation if you like, and just go that way. 'Cause that way at least you look awake. You look a little bit more polished, more finished. Okay. There we go. There we go. Now, this works, our concealer works as an eyeshadow primer really, really well, okay? You need very little bit. If you put too much, it's gonna crease. It works so well that sometimes if you put something on top of it, like shadow, which we're gonna do, it's hard to blend. So what I like to do is use a little bit of our pressed powder, which is one of our 6 products, and just put a little bit over that. Okay. So now we are going to go back to Taupe for the Best, what I used for my brows, and we are just going to put a little bit in your crease. We're not going to put any lid color. That's going to be represented by the concealer that we use. Sorry, I'm a little slow. That extra hour of sleep, boy, it does a little number on you, doesn't it? Always tap off the excess because the pigment is so high. And putting a little crease color. I don't know what that is, a piece of Kleenex or something. Putting a little crease color gives your eyes a little depth, opens them up a little bit. And just ever so slight. This is such a great color, this Taupe for the Best. It really is such a neutral, lovely color. I use it for contour. If you've watched my videos, I'll do it here too. But look at what I did. Just that simple little trick of adding a little shading, a little crease color. Look at the difference. Isn't that cool? You can use the same color for an eyeliner if you like. You can also use this for contouring if you have a medium skin tone. If you're super fair, you're going to use a lighter color on your brows and for contouring. And we usually recommend One Night Sand. And One Night Sand is just a much lighter version of this. So there we go. So doesn't it look like my eyes are kind of made up? Really, it's just concealer, so it lightened up the lids. Served as a primer for the shadow. And we're using the same color that we use for the brows in the crease. Blending is your friend. All right, so that's step 1 there. Well, step 1, 2, 3, I don't even know. All right, so another one of our 6 products is our foundation. Our botanical foundation is 50% pigment. That is way more than you're used to. Your lids are really small, well then just do the concealer. Just do the concealer and brighten up your lids. That way that'll just, and if you put mascara on, that'll just open up your eyes, and it's a quick way. I can show you, I have videos on how to make small eyes look a little bigger and brighter. And if you ever want a one-on-one, guys, and you're in the local Chicago metro area, I'm happy to come over and show you either with your makeup or our makeup how to do it. Okay? It's fun. It's girl time. All right, so I like to use our Blenderful. This is damp, and this is Shinto 1. That's my color. And I am just dotting it on, patting it in. It's called stippling. That's the best way to get it on because you're not moving it around. If you're like keeping it on your skin and pushing it around, swiping, it's not always the best way. All right, so this Blenderful gives you a medium coverage. It's my favorite tool for me, for my particular skin, to apply foundation. If you want a much lighter coverage, go for our buffer brush. Okay, that's a really natural coverage. If you want a heavier, really heavy coverage, use our traditional foundation brush or a traditional foundation brush. And that looks like, oh, that looks like this. Okay, now make sure to always bring product down your neck. And you guys probably don't have a scar, but I do. And I'm not using any extra products to cover it up. I'm going to use one of the couple of the 6 products was just basically powder and concealer. So you can see I got rid of some of my dark circles just from using the foundation alone, right? I didn't use any concealer yet anywhere except for on my eyes. All right, so your neck never really sees the sun, right? Your chin and face shade it, right? So it's gonna be a totally different color than your face and your chest, okay? That's why we tell you, bring the foundation down so you don't have a line, okay? We kinda like to match like where your collarbone is here, your clavicle, that's how we kinda like to match your colors. So if you need a color match, let me know. I can come and do it in person or we can do it over a video chat. It's not as hard as you think. And so far, every single time I've ended up on the money. All right, so that's a little bit of our botanical foundation. A lot of coverage, minimal product. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Going back to our concealers, I'm gonna use the same, for me I use number 2, same fingers. And I'm gonna brighten up under my eyes as well as lighten up the corners and kind of camouflage the baggage, if you will. Yeah, we all have baggage, right? Hey, Kristen. Hi, Amanda. Hi, Alicia. Hi, everyone. Thanks for hopping on. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. All right. So lightening under our eyes, for me, this is number 2. You can go to 0 if you're more fair. Sometimes I even use 0. That's our lightest concealer. Oh, the heat just kicked on. Now I'm having a hot flash. Oh, live video, folks. What are you going to do? Okay. I like to put a little white line down the center of my nose. And there we go. Tap, 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 light, light, light. And I try and do it like in a triangle when I highlight like that. Really brightens up the face. Okay. So that is that. And meanwhile, you know I'm sitting on my mascara. I said that in the beginning. All right, so I usually powder to, you want to set your foundation and your concealer, right? But today I'm doing something different before we put mascara on anything else. I'm going to use one of our enduring lip colors. This happens to be Creme Brulee, one of our most popular, neutral, everyday, sweet little pink colors. I'm going to use it, and I've never done this before, but I've seen people do it, not only on my lips, but I'm going to use it as a cheek color, okay? So it's weird that I'm not powdering right away to set it, but you want to be able to have this sink in and not sit on top of powder. You want it to like blend in almost with your foundation. All right, fingers crossed. Never done this before. Let's see how it goes. Well, the lips I've done a million times. Remember, you want a real thin layer of this. That's why I wiped off all the excess from this doe foot applicator. See, it's a pretty everyday, lovely neutral color, okay? I feel like so shiny without my powder, but we'll do that in a minute. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is take a little bit of this and I'm gonna put it on my finger. You're not gonna need much. And I'm just gonna dot it. And this dries quickly, so you wanna have your damp blender full available right away. And so I'm stippling, patting it in. Now, be sure you wash your blender full after this because there's going to be some pink on this and you don't want that to get on your face next time. Thankfully, we have our Come Clean brush and sponge cleaner that's perfect for you. It's vegan, it's got coconut oil, it's really good for your brushes and sponges, and it is very affordable, and it is made by one of the largest, most respected brush cleaning company. Limelight gathers the best of the best from all the top pro brands and puts it all together for you in Limelight. Isn't that pretty? Blended nicely, didn't it? Now, if you feel like you get too much, just go back to where you used your foundation, because you still have foundation on your sponge, and you can just kind of go over it, and it'll help if you feel like you have too much. Look at that. Nice little pretty glow, right? So now what I want to do is grab a Kleenex, and I'm going to wipe this off my fingers so I don't mistakenly get it all over my face later, because, you know, tend to wipe your face and touch your face. We're going to go back to our pressed powder. I'm just going to make sure now that there's no makeup sitting in my fine line. So I'm going to take the buffer brush and just where my big lines are. For me, they happen to be in my forehead, around my nose, and frown lines. I hate to say frown lines. They're your smile lines. You smile a lot, you got these lines. God bless you. Okay. All right. Hey, Patty. Okay. So I've just I'm really lightly going where there's some fine lines underneath my eyes and where I had put that concealer, just to make sure it's buffed into the skin. Now we go back with our powder. This is almost done, but everything lasts forever. Our products are so highly pigmented that you're not replacing everything at a time. What's beautiful, and you can pat it on like this, depending on how oily you are, you can put it right into your T-zone, or you can put it all over. Just depends on how oily or dry you are. But if you have concealer, definitely set concealer. If you do concealer on blemishes and under your eyes, set it. I like to do it a little bit all over. This is colorless powder. There we go. All right. Let's touch up the scar, shall we? I'm going to go take a traditional concealer brush. What was I going to say? All our products wear so beautifully because they're professional and they're such high pigment. But what's great is when you buy a 6-well or a 4-well eyeshadow, pretend these are all different colors, when you run out of this, because your favorite color that you use the most, you pop it out with like a pen or a pencil, and you just replace that color. We send it to you individually, and you just pop it back in. There's no need to spend and waste all this additional money on buying a whole new palette. Ain't nobody got time for that. All right, actually, I'm just gonna pat down here. All right, let's do this scar. These are you know, do you know that our concealers are so highly pigmented, more pigmented than our foundation, that they completely cover up tattoos? That's why it is used by the pros, why it's used in bridal all the time. Think about all those brides that have big back or shoulder tattoos that they want covered up on their wedding day. Totally covers it up. And hello, waterproof. You can use the concealers as your whole face foundation if you like, completely waterproof. And I've done that too. I've done videos on that. Okay, let's do a little bit more. And depending on the colors of your tattoo, you might need to do layers. You'd powder in between to set it, but you might need to do layers, and you might need to do different kind of colors depending on the colors of your tattoo or your blemishes that you're trying to hide. All right, so we got that scar covered. I'm going to go back in to powder and set it. Okay. Now, if you like, you can go back to that taupe for the best that we used in our crease and in our brows. If you really wanted, you can go back and contour, because it's still the same product, right? Or you can use it as eyeliner, or both. All right, so I'm taking an angled blush brush, dip it into that taupe for the best. See, I told you I use this a lot. You barely need to touch it, you guys. You get so much product. And I'm going to do just a little contouring here underneath where we did that blush. just to give my round pudgy face just a little bit of depth. And make sure you tap a lot of the product off because you really do get a lot on these brushes. All right, and then you can contour and go a little bit by the hairline. Go under the chin, put a tad bit more, just a tad. See that? On the jawline, that way you can camouflage. Some of us have double, triple, quadruple chins. Hey, I'm not judging. All right, then I like to pinch my brush. You can use a different brush or you can just pinch this. And I like to, look, I got a lot on there. I'm gonna tap that off. Okay. Contour my nose. There we go. Thinned out the nose just a little bit. And so that was the same product. And let's go back. Let's use our brow tamer that we were using to get our brows so pretty. If I can find where it went. Sorry, you guys, it's a popular, oh, I set it down here so I could find it easily. Hello. Let's go back into that taupe for the best. And why don't we use it as eyeliner, just in case you want. You can go ahead and slap on mascara and call it a day. But I just wanted to show you. I'm just stamping it in. I'm not swiping. I'm stamping it in. Look at that. You can use our eyeshadows wet or dry. So you can have much bolder look with your brows and your liner. This is another way to open up small eyes is you keep your eyeliner towards the outer half. You don't go all the way in. Okay. Hang on. I'm going to wet this using our finishing spray. I'm going to wet this brush here. Let me do it on a Kleenex. Actually, you know what? This just has a tiny bit left in it, so I'm going to pour it into the cap. There we go. It's a little trick I learned. Pour some excess when you have one that's really low and doesn't spray anymore. Pour some into a cap. Dip your brush in, but definitely get the excess out, okay? Sometimes it's way too wet. There we go. Now let's try that again because I want a little bolder line on my top. Press it right into your lash line. There we go. See, any questions? Okay, good. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this. We're almost done. Smaller eyes, keep your eyeliner towards the outer third, outer half of your eye. Don't bring it all the way in. There we go. See, I used taupe for the best for contouring, for brows, for crease color, and for eyeliner. How about them apples, right? All right, I like to, remember we're not counting tools, primer, or finishing spray in this 6 product demo. I like to use my lash curler. Oh my God, now that I have my my magnifying mirror. This is why we tell you to do your eyes before your foundation. I'm gonna get in real close. All that eyeshadow, it's called fallout. It's all in here. If I took a brush, just look like this, I'd have all this brown. So what I'm gonna do is go back into here and pick it up with my foundation. That way I'm not smudging it or smearing the brown, kind of basically covered it up and that's gone. But that's why a lot of the pros like to do the eyes first, so that your beautiful foundation, everything you just put on your face, your eye stuff does not fall out onto it. Okay. All right, let's do this side. I like to pump and then lift. Pump and lift. Pump and lift. Okay. You've been sitting on your mascara. It's nice and warmed up. It goes on easy this way. It's melted and just a little bit more liquidy. You know, I like to bend my brush. For me, it's just a little easier way. Get into different nooks and crannies a little easier. Always wipe off your extra fibers. Start at the lash line and wiggle up and out. Wiggling ensures that you're covering the whole top, bottom, and side of each lash. Those of us that have white lashes, you know who you are, me included. It makes sure to cover it up really nice that way. So that's why people wiggle. That's why we wiggle our mascara wands. Okay. And then, all right, if you make a mistake like I just did, let it dry. Okay. Let it dry. Sorry if you hear some noise in the background. Someone's on the phone in the other room. There we go. Isn't that pretty? All right, back in. We'll do the other side. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Up and out. For me, I like looking down into a magnifying mirror. That works best for me, but use what works best for you. Usually leaning forward and going like this is not a good plan. The best way is to have your shoulders down, be comfortably sitting, and kind of look down into a mirror. But I come in close for the video so you guys can see. All right. There we go. And now we have lashes. Obligatory mascara face. Okay. There we go. All right. Now, take a small concealer brush or a flat brush, and then just once your mascara mistake has dried, you just flick it off. Flickety, 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 and that way you are not making a mess. And there we go. That, I'm going to take our big, awesome, fluffy brush and just kind of blend everything together. There we go. I like to do that, the finishing touch before my finishing spray. I'll use a little finishing spray. This is our oil strike. This is still the lab sample. You get a full size when you buy it. So it depends on if you're oily or if you're on the dry side. And sometimes I mix both. But my T-zone tends to get pretty oily. And there we go. Okay, so the 6 products. We use this on our lips and on our cheeks. We use this on our, of course, eyelashes. We used our foundation and a concealer. This was not the concealer, but I'm just showing you a foundation and concealer. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we used our Taupe for the Best. It's number 5 on our brows, on our crease, as eyeliner, as contour. And then number 6, wait a minute, don't let me forget, what was number 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Was that, did I count them all? Guys, what did I miss? I missed something. Okay, so first things I did was concealer and foundation. 2, Hope for the Best. 3, lip is 4, 5, powder. 6. Powder was 6. Those are the 6, you guys. And the trick that worked pretty nice was using our Enduring Lip Color as blush. I feel like I'm so shiny. Let's decrease this shine. Okay. Let's decrease the shine. Okay. There we go. There we go. Thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. I hope you have a lovely Sunday. Does anybody have any questions? Let me scroll and see. Okay, Heidi, hit me up. We'll get together. All right, ladies. Thank you for watching, everybody. Feel free to share. This was our 6th product Sunday, as well as using the first time using our Enduring Lip Color on our lips and on our cheeks. I think it turned out pretty good. You are welcome, my dear. Everybody have a lovely day. Spread joy as always. Love you so much. Mwah. Now, I'm going to put a lot of my videos in my VIP group. If you would like to be in my VIP group, I'll send you the link to join. Just let me know. You can comment here, or I'm going to go ahead and put the link here, and then you can join. In my VIP group is where I can do like raffles and different things, and it'll be makeup all the time, not just like on my main wall where I do everything about my life. But all right, guys, thanks again for watching. Mwah. Spread joy. Be good. Bye-bye.